Sexual identity is something which has been quite complicated in many cultures, even in quite ancient times. Well, the museum is an imaginary museum, and I made it up. But it's just a place in which, in the novel, I can gather together many images which show that, for example, sexual identity is something which has been quite complicated in many cultures, even in quite ancient times. There are many old Indian sculptures in which male and female bodies are combined. And there are even deities which are both male and female. And there are stories about sexual change and so on from the most ancient times. And it's also interesting that when I was doing the research for the book, that in several Native American tribes, there are much more complex ideas of sexuality than in Western culture, so that for example, I think the Navajo Indians, they accept, I believe, 5 genders. Of course, if you live in America, the emergency is in the White House, and we all think about that every day. A kind of false nationalism, I mean, when the supporters of President Trump put on their red hats and say they want to make America great again, you ask yourself, when was that greatness, to which we need to return? Was that greatness in the time of slavery? Was that greatness in the time before women had the vote? Was the greatness during the Vietnam War? When exactly was that greatness? Because you see, of course, it's a mythological greatness, and what it means is when white people ruled the world. And that kind of disguised xenophobia, xenophobia disguised as nationalism, is something that is happening in many countries now.